Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2. Welcome to our channel. Today I have an experiment. So I'm going to bring you along with me, and it'll be a craft with me, maybe a tutorial if this all works out. So I hope it does. You get an idea in your head, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but let's give this a whirl. So I have some, I purchased some decoupage paper. And I don't remember if I got it at a store or if I got it at a hobby website. I'm not even sure where I got it. It's from DixieBellePaint.com, and I have a feeling I got it online because I did order some paint from them as well, so that's possible. Anyway, so it's this beautiful iris design. Really didn't have an idea what I would use it for, but I'm hoping to get it done today. I'm hoping to use it today. What my plan is to use this paper bag, which is a very heavy craft paper bag from Aldi, grocery bag, and this, probably almost this entire thing, to make a tall, skinny journal cover. So it'll look something like that as a tall, skinny. The front and the back. I might have to like insert a spine and do something different with the spine, but I think this will be fun, and I'm going to give this a whirl. So I just wanted to show you that it's just a plain old grocery bag, and I'm going to go off camera real quick and cut some sizes, and I'll let you know what I worked out with that. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So all I did, I literally just cut off the front of the bag. So, and I won't be using this part with the giant logo, but I'll use this blank part. Sometimes like Amazon packaging or that kind of thing will work for you if it's like a heavy, you know, sometimes it's crumpled paper inside of your packages. Sometimes it's super heavy, but sometimes it's real light. So anything that's kind of like a heavy craft paper, that's kind of what the texture I'm looking for. So, but you may have something that works just as easily. But that's what I've got. So that's what I'm going for here. Now, my plan is to use a glue stick and glue this paper down. So it's very similar to rice paper, but it is called decoupage paper. Rice paper, I think, is going to be like the exact same technique here. So let's get started. I'm going to use glue stick. This just happens to be Scotch Create. I have done some experimenting with different glues. I think Uhu was my favorite. I didn't have any, so I've got this, and it's nice big sticks, so that'll go well for me here because I have a lot of surface area to do. And then I'll be going. Oh, the plan is to go over it with a matte medium. So I have several brands here, and I'm not even sure which one I'm going to wind up using. I do really enjoy Dina Wakley brand, but there's not much left, and we'll just see how it goes on that. You know, but I'll let you know what I'm using there, and I guess that's it. It's my plan. I'm not worried about these wrinkles yet. I think we can strengthen that later if we need to. What I'm going to do is just kind of mark with a pencil so I don't have to glue any more than I need to here. So I'm just going to kind of mark that, but I don't have to go farther than those places. All right. I might do this in sections too, because glue stick does have a tendency to dry fast, right? So here we go. Probably speed up this portion of the video so you don't have to watch it all. Okay, that feels pretty good. If there are a few wrinkles in it, I don't think it's going to matter at all. I think it'll be perfectly fine, just the way you do it. So I have had a few spots where I had to touch up, so to speak, because I didn't glue far enough to the edge. So if you see me peeling it up, that's what's happening here. But I think it's pretty good. All right, I love it. Okay, it still feels a little cool, which means it's not dry. I'm trying to decide. I don't think it matters if it's dry or not. So I'm going to go ahead and try my Dina Wakley. I'm going to use a foam brush. Normally I would pour some out into a container and then use it out of the container instead of dipping right in the jar, but there's hardly any left here and it's kind of thick, so I'm just going to go ahead and dip my brush in here. It probably doesn't matter too much. I just would rather not sort of like be constantly contaminating. All right, so to give this a finish, help it also to stick to the paper, I'm going to top it off with matte medium. And I'm going to try to just do thin layers. Thin layers. If you get it too wet, it's going to just like buckle immediately. So just really thin. All over. I guess before, if you have more of a collage type look to it, if you have something like that where you want to do some stamping first or stenciling, you might want to do that before the matte medium, right? But I felt like this paper was pretty enough and interesting enough, colorful enough to just kind of leave it as it is. So all right, so I'm gonna, I think, leave it off with sort of up and down strokes here. And I have to let that totally dry. So I'll be back with ya. Okay, all dry. I did trim a little bit off here, but as you can see, I still have all the borders of the paper. So what I thought I would do is to strengthen the edges. I'd like to use 2 layers, first of all. And ooh, I don't know if this is big enough now that I look at it, but let me see. I don't know, we'll see about that. Anyway, I wanted to use 2 layers of this. This will be the outside cover. This will be the other side of the cover to strengthen it. And then I'd like to put decorative paper on it. So I think I'm just going to fold this right at my border. So I'm folding it backwards, right along the border. I don't want the white to show on the other side, so I'm folding it so just a tiny bit of that color is coming over the edge, and then it'll look like this on the front. So I'm going to do that on all of the edges here. I'm not going to worry about the corners yet, but I'm going to do that the whole way around. And then I'm going to glue that down. But first, before I do that, so the corners don't have a lot of bulk, I'm going to trim it so it's just a little bit a little bit away from the very intersection where the point comes. Okay, so just a tiny bit, 1/8 of an inch maybe. Make sure I got the right one on this one because I accidentally folded it the wrong way. Okay, and it doesn't matter that this is a lot wider than this. Doesn't matter in my grand scope of things. I'm trying to figure it out as I go here. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to glue this down. All right, so there's our cover. Okay, that should work. Should work. And then, now if I cut this correctly, I'm gonna, it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna cover it with decorative, this decorative paper if I can. But I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this side with the words on it. And very good. All right, so now I'm gonna glue this down. And then I think I'm going to stitch around the edge after I get this all glued and all the glue dries. So it's kind of a big space to glue, but I'm going to try to get it done before it starts drying out on me. It is going to be sewn, so I don't need to get like super duper careful with the edges, but I want to get it glued down nice and tight. This is a bigger area than I'm used to gluing. Okay. Yep, some of it's drying. All right, let's see what we can do. Alright, looks good. Now I need to let it dry. And then I will cut these the right size. I think I am just going to do like a one signature journal, so I'm not too worried about folding it over, putting an additional spine on it. So I think I'm just going to do a one signature and just have it fold over. But I did decide to strengthen the spine a little bit with fabric, and I might just go ahead and glue some Tyvek on there and then the fabric. And this was just black and white check that I had, and I just inked it up a little bit with purple. I couldn't find any purple fabric. I mean, if you know me, it's hard to understand why I didn't have purple fabric, but I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any. So letting this dry, I'm going to cut some papers and I'll be back in a flash. All dry, and I have some inside papers. I could go striped or this, but I kind of like this one here. And before I glue these down, I'm going to sew around the edge of here, and then I'm going to sew around the edge of these individually. And I probably don't need to worry too much about the inside edge because I will be putting the fabric over the top of that. So also I'll sew down the edge of this fabric as well. Alright, alrighty, so all sewn around the edges, and it looks like it's kind of getting a natural bend right there because of the paper here. So I might, and so that the spine is actually more rounded than pointed or sharp, I guess. I am going to do just a few, and I marked the center before I came back on camera. So I'm going to do just a few sort of score marks, even though this is kind of hard because the paper is so thick, to maybe help that spine bend into more of a round. Yeah, this is super hard because of the paper, but I think it'll help it anyway. It'll give it just some bend instead of sharpness. So that's my plan. Try to get right in between these lines right there. Alright, that usually does help, but we'll see. I think it's going to turn out just fine. Loving how it turned out. So that is sewn, and these are sewn. I also inked the edges here, and I did use black. I inked these edges as well in black. So like I said, I just sewed around the 3 edges and then didn't worry about this one. Oh, before I glue these on, I want to glue the Tyvek down. And since I have it marked, and also I have the score marks in there, it's real easy to see where this goes. So just so that the threads of the signature don't like cut through. And I'm going to make this shorter. It's not going to show it all. I did coffee stain this a long time ago, but it won't show it all. And a little bit more off of this too. Okay, so that will give that some strength. And now I'm thinking maybe, let me look at this. That would be kind of pretty to have this go underneath. Well, since I stitched it and we're ready to go with that, let's just put it on the outside of the paper. But you could put it on the inside of the paper too for a kind of a cleaner look. Let me get this cleaned off just a little bit here. Okay, so then just glue these down, making sure to get the edges really well. You could actually probably, work with the cover just the way it is and use the brown as your inside cover, which would be so cute too. But I had some paper that just matched, plus it'll give it just one more layer of structure. So this one goes on this side. I did attach a little bit of interfacing here so that the glue wouldn't seep through as much. You can use paper, you can use tissue paper, make it into sort of like a book cloth. Or if you're really good, you don't need anything. But I do it so I don't have to worry so much about the glue. I like to have the glue really secure on here too. But when you smooth it with your finger, get the lumps and bumps out of it, it should cooperate pretty well. And some glues are thicker than others. PVA glue would probably be fine as well. All right, let's do this. Try to center that, top to bottom, side to side. See if I can get this. I'm going to bring this down just a tiny bit. All right. And you put a little lace on here, maybe in between the spine fabric and the paper cover. A little lace on there would be cool. Little cheesecloth would be fun. And I'm just going to let that poke over the edge a little bit, I think. Yep. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to round this up a little bit. And there you have it. I think I am going to put some eyelets in here. So I'll probably speed this up a little bit. All right, so here it is. Excited. I'm excited about this. This will be so much fun. So I'm going to get some papers good to go on here, and then I will sew them in real quick, and then we'll have a completed journal. All right, I am back with papers. So this, it turns out this journal will have 2 signatures, and for a total of 152 pages. That includes fronts and backs. So it's actually a little thicker, a little bit more to it than I originally thought it would be, but I think it's just a lovely size. And I haven't decorated pages yet, but I will intersperse some decorations in here, maybe put like a tall skinny pocket and stuff like that. So, but for now, we're just going to sew these in. So I just found digital pages I hadn't used, notebook papers, all the coffee stained lace paper, coffee stained butterfly paper, just all kinds of, I found a purple envelope, there's scrapbook paper, just small notebook pages, so all kinds of things in there. So what I did was I drew some lines on here with a heat erasable pen. So just right down the middle, about 1/2 inch apart, so I know where to put my signatures. And then on here, I have some papers mixed up. On here, I just put some dots where the holes are going to be poked. So since it's very easy, I think I can just get by with doing it like this. And of course, okay, I kind of got started and then I changed my mind. I am going to put eyelets in the spine where the holes, I've already poked the holes through here, used a little bit of a template just marking my holes, and so I'm going to put some little eyelets. So these are sort of a bigger size here, but the ones I'm going to put in now are just tiny because we only need enough room for a little string, right? So I'm going to get those out and put in some small ones. Okay, here we go. It took me a minute, but I'm glad I decided to put eyelets in there. I think that's going to be great. Also, so I had this silk that's like amazingly the right color, but it's not a very long piece, and in hindsight I wouldn't have cut it in half, but I did cut it in half already, and I have the eyelets in already, but I didn't realize how hard it would be to find this color. So what I'm going to do is just tie sort of a knot that makes it look like I did it on purpose. You know, leave a little fancy tail on it. And I'll do the same thing here. And then we'll have a closure that just ties into a bow. I think I would have done it a little differently, but that's okay. I think it's going to look fine. And nothing wrong with changing your mind. So, I wonder if I could, maybe I could wrap it around. I could wrap it around in a unique way. There we go. So that's our little tall, skinny junk journal that we made with some decoupage paper. Would also work with rice paper. Cindy and I took a class one time and we used rice paper for some covers. So I know that that will work too. It's probably basically made the same way. There's like fibers that run through this thinner paper that make it stronger. So, and I just love the way this feels with the matte medium covering it here. You could also spray this like before you get the fibers in, before you get the papers in probably. You could also spray this with a matte acrylic spray to kind of give it another coating of security there. But anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you found some of it useful. Making this out of just some things I had left laying around in the house, including a paper bag. So that's it for today. Take care. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We are very close to 7,000 subbies, and we are so excited to do a giveaway once we hit 7,000. So if you think about it, tell a friend or two. Let's get us up to that 7,000 mark, and we will definitely have a giveaway. Thank you, everybody. Take care and have a great day. Goodbye.